little bit of news this morning on the LSU football front. Tigers will be down a running back, it appears. Corey Kiner announced via his social media that he will be entering the transfer portal and looking to explore other options to continue his academic and athletic career. Of course, Kiner was a four-star prospect out of the state of Ohio, played in 11 games last year and got his heaviest workload against Kansas State in the bowl game. Played a good bit against Central Michigan as well, had 10 carries in that blowout loss against Ole Miss. Ran for 321 yards, 4 yards a carry, scored a couple touchdowns against McNeese and Central Michigan. Your reaction when you saw that?
Not too shocked. I think we all knew, especially with Noah Cain coming into this running back room who's not even participating in spring football right now. It's going to be very, very difficult to keep all these guys in the room, especially when a lot of these guys feel like they won and they deserve playing time. And just unfortunately, there's only one football, and a lot of times there's only one running back on the field. So it's going to be very, very hard to keep a lot of these guys happy. So we talked about it early on that one of these guys just happens to be Corey Kiner. I think for me, he was a tough runner. Obviously not the breakaway speed that you would love to see from a top-tier SEC back. So as much as it would have been great to have him in this room, I don't think it's the biggest, hugest blow that's going to really just wreck this football team going into the next season. You wish Corey well going forward with his college football career, but I think this was to be expected.
It's part of it at this day and age. I hope that the ankle injury wasn't, the tipping point for him. Brian Kelly said on Saturday that he's dealing with a high ankle sprain. It was going to be a few weeks, so he was going to be done for the spring regardless, and hopefully that didn't tip the scales. But you look at the room right now, John Emery is your leader there. You're going to bring in Noah Cain, who is a veteran player who started for a couple of years at Penn State. Armani Goodwin came in the same class as Kiner. Then you look at Trey Bradford, and then obviously at Josh Williams, and there's a lot of guys. So in terms of this year, I don't think it hurts you very bad. Emery's going to be your bell cow. I think Cain steps in there. They've got to change the pace with Goodwin. I do think that he was your most complete young back. I'm not ready to say that Trey Bradford is going to run it up in there 25 times against Auburn anytime soon. I don't see that. I think Armani Goodwin is a really talented guy who's got a role, but it maybe is a change of pace. So kind of a quick scat back type guy, third down type player, and then Emery and Cain are older players, so he was kind of the guy that I would have pegged to be the most complete back moving forward. So I do think it is a loss, but it's probably a loss for the 2023 season as opposed to this one where I just don't know if there were a ton of carries to be had.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, especially when you don't really have a freshman running back on the roster or coming into the team right now. Obviously, pointing to next year, you figure Emery will be done with college football. Cain will probably be done. And obviously, you probably just have Armani Goodwin on the roster and Trey Bradford. So it puts you in a tough spot going into next season. But with the transfer portal, obviously a whole year of recruiting freshmen, I don't think it's going to be, that huge of a deal or that huge of a blow. Obviously, you would have loved to have that depth in that room. But to me, I think he's leaving for a reason. Obviously, he's probably not going to get the carries and the looks that he probably would have wanted to have. And it's unfortunate, but I think, with the dynamic of college football, it's no shocker. I wouldn't be shocked if one more of these guys kind of left after a while, and you probably only left with 4 when it's all said and done.
That's the problem you ran into last year with injuries and then the Emery freak happenstance where you didn't have him for the season. You got so low on numbers at the running back spot, and you're just not used to that around here. You're used to having tons of guys who can tote the rock, and they just kind of ran low on that. So, you feel like maybe you can't count on John Emery just yet. Trey Bradford's transferred in now, got hurt, whatever. I mean, Cain's not here yet. I mean, it's not as comfortable as maybe we made it sound there at the beginning. If all works out, it is, but you still got to get some things worked out.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is riding on John Emery. I think if you get that 5-star production from a back who's obviously from State of Louisiana, who's been around the program, seems like forever now. If he can be the guy that we all know he can be, I think that just answers so many questions as far as this running back room. Now you can sprinkle some guys in their specific roles of stuff they do well. Obviously, you want to be getting Armani Goodwin on some stuff on the outside, some stuff in space, and all the other backs. You can kind of let them do what they do well. But I think this room really is going to go off of John Emery. If he can be the back that we knew coming in that he could be, I think that answers a lot of questions for you.
So Corey Kiner has exited the LSU football program. We think he intends to exit. When you enter the transfer portal, you're not necessarily gone. You just are in the transfer portal, but it looks like he will be exploring other options.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. We'll see you next time.